questions that you want to know and you want answers to. Tell me what your number one question is going to be. You know what? Technology-wise, my apology. So again, welcome to our Daily Huddle episode number 33. Now, first off, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Not Happy New Year yet, because we're going to be coming on. I would just say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone that is watching this right now. So here's first thing first. On Christmas Day, which is the 25th on a Monday, and Tuesday, which is the Boxing Day in Canada, it's actually a holiday here. So I'm not going to be on for our Daily Huddle. Since that's holiday, I'm just going to spend some time with my family and get some me time and basically refresh up myself so I can actually prepare myself for the new year. But with that being said, this is the only time that I would actually say, you know what? Relax, go have fun with your friends, go have fun with your family, go celebrate the holidays. But once this is all done, it's time for actually to get your butt back to work. Alright, so with that, I'm not going to keep you guys for long. Again, I'm coming on because I have promised that I'll be coming on to answering 5 questions every single day. And for those of you that are first time joining us, in our Daily Huddle, I answer 5 burning questions that have been submitted to us on my website at www.fretlam.com/ask. So if you have a burning question, you are stuck, or you got something that you need advice on, simply let me know inside that form and I will get your question featured. Now with that, I'm just gonna dive right in, and there's one important thing that I wanted to talk about, which is talking about profits with Autoresponder for Shopify store, and I'll elaborate that a little bit inside one of the questions that was actually given to me. So let me dive right into the question first so that you guys can actually prepare yourself for the holidays, which is, the first question is by Imran. Imran has 2 questions, so slap in the wrist. You should only send me 1 question at a time, but because it's the holiday, I'm going to be Santa Claus and be nice and obviously answer both questions. So your first question is, my question is about the CPM. The CPM is too high in USA and the reach very low even at target and audience size between 1 million and 2 million. How do I reduce the CPM and boost the reach? So here's the thing. The reach is always going to go hand in hand with the CPM, because the higher the CPM is going to be, the lower your reach is going to be. So with that, it's not like your reach is very low, it's just that because of your daily budget that you have, that's why your reach is not massive, because the CPM is expensive. Now again, CPM is rising, and it did hit peak in Q4 of every single year. It is a known thing because of several reasons. Number one, people are trying to actually spend all their money before the year end, and also a lot of people are basically trying to increase their sales through holiday promotions, and big brands are basically advertising heavily in Q4 at the same time. But let's say that, well, I have a good product, but it's just that the CPM is not working out for me. How can I reduce the CPM? So the reality is that you can't control the CPM. Like I said in yesterday's episode, every single advertising platform is auction based. The more advertisers there are, the more it is going to get expensive. So in order for you to actually profit from high CPM, you gotta make sure that you have a high click-through rate on your ad so that you can actually justify the CPM. Now, there are some tricks that you can use to actually lower your CPM. Number one is maybe go after another country, okay? That targeting is working in the United States, but the CPM is too expensive. well, try to go after maybe Canada or UK or Australia or somewhere else and see and compare if those states actually, or if those countries actually work out for you, right? Obviously, if it works in the United States, chances are it's going to work in all these other English-speaking countries too, and you want to basically test it out and see if it works or not. The other trick that I have is pull out your ad report and look at the age and gender reporting. You will see a trend, okay? And the trend is typically going to be as follows. The cheapest placement is going to be 18 to 24. Then it starts to go up a little bit from 24 to 34, and then 34 to 45. It hovers around the same as 24 to 34. But once it hits 45 plus, so 45 plus to 54, 54 to 64, 65 plus, those placements are usually a lot more expensive. Now, I'm not sure what niche you are in, but if you actually take a look, you may actually have great results with the younger demographic, but the older audiences, which is where all the CPMs majority most expensive, is actually affecting your campaign. And if it is that, then guess what? Just turn off all the older audiences that's not working for you, that is affecting your CPM, because you'll see under the age report and even in gender that the CPM has a drastic difference in them. So you want to dissect your data basically to figure out where you can actually eliminate placements or basically age and gender that's affecting your CPM and affecting the overall of your campaign. All right, these are the two tricks that I have for you if you're looking into lowering your CPM. But honestly, it's just, again, it's all auction based, right? And the more people that are spending more money on ads, the more expensive it gets. Okay, so now to your second question, I have a new store, which is New Pixel. I started my ads with website conversion based on view content. Now I want to change it to purchase. I have a good CPM. So I asked you if I should just edit asset website view content to website purchase or create a new asset for website purchase. So what I would actually ask you to do is to actually create a new asset. Now, at the same time, if you already have something that is working, then there's no point of basically changing what's breaking. But if you wanted to really test out your website conversion based on purchase, you don't want to edit your asset. You want to create a new asset and take a look at what it's doing, how the performance is, and basically put a lower budget in there and compare the two to see which one performs better. Okay, that's what you want to do. And you don't want to reset the algorithm to the existing ad that is working well, because obviously it's going to get Facebook to relearn and optimize their stuff at the same time. So moving on to the second question is by Sanja Maxwell. Do I need to have all autoresponder emails written up before I open our store? Thank you, Fred. So great question. The answer is, if you were to ask me, I would say yes, but it depends on where you are at and if you're trying to figure things out. Do you really need an autoresponder email series to have it in place to before you actually start your store? The answer is no. However, you need to understand one thing very important, which is these autoresponder emails are going to actually help you make more profit, because you have already paid for your ads to acquire a customer or got their email address. So if they actually bought from you and then you just stop communicating with them, well, guess what? Because of all the noise out there in the marketplace and there's so many competition out there, then your customer is going to forget about you if you don't basically be in front of their face and constantly, not like don't abuse it, but like be in front of their face, emailing them, communicating with them, and building a relationship with them. So here's what I would suggest. You don't really need to build like a full-blown one, but I would suggest you have at least 4 or 5 autoresponder series in place for you, so that you don't actually have to worry about it until later. So you actually have some kind of relationship building or selling more products through your autoresponder. Now, when it comes to autoresponder, here's what I usually do. Okay, a lot of people ask, like, what do you do for your autoresponder? What should we do? Etc., etc. So the first one is going to be all about introduction. Okay, you want to basically introduce yourself on behalf of the store and say thank you for your purchase, and you basically tell your story, right? People love story. That's what people love to listen to. Even if it is going to be a webinar, if it is whatever kind of source, people love stories. So you want to basically talk about the story on like why you're building the store, what you're passionate about. So you are building a rapport with your audience. And then you basically say what your store is all about, what it's to sell, etc., etc. So that's always the first one. Then what I would do is actually send some content emails that will tie in with a product that you can actually have for sale in your store. So on every single email, you want to link it back to either a product or your collection page so that there are basically call to actions where people would actually go back to your site and basically buy your product. Now, if you basically have a really amazing product and you're doing a lot of sales with it, I would even create a specific autoresponder series for that particular product. I will create basically, again, an introduction email, and then the following other emails, I'm going to basically hype it up and make them excited about the product. For example, what to expect, what they're going to get, what you can do with your product, etc., etc., because that builds a relationship. So down the road, when you want to sell more other stuff through emails, it would actually work. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to basically continue like a Walmart where you have your customer go in, they pick the stuff, they go to the cashier, and they leave, and you don't hear from them again. You want to build that relationship. It's actually very important, and that's how you can stand out with your competitors, and that's how you build a sustainable business, which is having a relationship built with your customers. And you do this through Autoresponder. So again, I encourage you to actually have like 4 or 5 Autoresponder series. Actually just have it at play. Maybe spread it out in terms of every other day, so that will give you like a 10-day window already, and then you can go back and create a longer Autoresponder series. All right, so I hope that helps you out. And again, keep in mind, emails doesn't cost any money for you to send, and when you're able to acquire a sale through email, well, guess what? Those are just pure profit right into your pocket without paying for any more expenses. Alright, so the next question is by, he didn't put his name, it's Chucky Lao Chu. That's an amazing name. Alright, according to Facebook, you are supposed to have 1 pixel per account per niche. If you have multiple niche, then you can use custom audience with custom URL to target a niche. I am seeing people using multiple niche per pixel. Is this correct way to handle multiple niche? Are there any way to handle multiple niches? Thanks. So you're talking about a general store right now, and I've covered this. If you go to my YouTube channel and you basically look into my Ask Fretland, one of my Ask Fretland show that I had earlier this year, I talked about supercharging your Facebook pixel. Now, is this something that I recommend? Not really. But there are ways for you to actually counter it and not to confuse your Facebook pixel, which is basically creating custom conversion, custom audiences, etc., etc. And I even have an app called Pixelbait that does it all for you without you figuring out the logistics and figuring all that out. And again, it's going to take me a while just to basically walk you through all of these information and why you got to do it. So I would actually encourage you, if you want to basically, if you're running a general store in multiple niches and you can only have 1 Facebook pixel, which that's what you only have access to, simply go to my YouTube channel, look for my channel, and simply search for Facebook pixel or whatever, and you'll see some videos about it. Watch that video and it will help you drastically. All right. 4th question of the day is by Francisco Palaz. Is there any way to make sales in the 3 quote-unquote bad months, January through March? Here's the truth. January, February, and March is not a bad month. A lot of people think that January to March is a bad month, but if you look at the trend, okay, it will actually have a better CPM. Let me tell you that, because Q4 is done. So CPM is going to be cheaper during the first 3 months of the year, and it's also going to give you an opportunity. Now, okay, is there a way to make more sales? You simply just do the exact same thing that you're doing, and that's really it. But where it starts to really pick up is going to be in the end of March, leading to April, and then it just goes back up like crazy afterward. But you can still make a lot of profit during January to March. It's not considered a bad month. And here's the beauty. At the end of the day, you have access to like the entire globe. you don't really need to restrict yourself selling to the United States. You can sell around the world. And obviously, a lot of people think that January and March is always a bad one, but it's not. And I don't know why you got that perception. Now, you may basically get lesser traffic compared to Q4, but your CPM is going to be cheaper, so it weights out at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, just keep doing what you're doing during the first 3 months, and it's going to be absolutely fine. As a matter of fact, I was looking at my historical data. So once it finished New Year, a couple days after it, around January 3rd or 4th, things will resume back to normal. Okay, things will resume back to normal. All right. Fifth question is by Keon Hirade. All right. So, Keon asks, if I increase my ad budget from $5 to a higher number, won't my CPC and CPM naturally go up? The answer is not really. It shouldn't go up. Sometimes it may even go down. So it doesn't really naturally go up when you increase your budget. But anyways, your second question, do I still follow your rules where I want the CPC less than $1 and CPM in the $15 to $20 range? If no, what should my CPC and CPM look like when running higher budget? You basically always want to use the 4 numbers that I give you. Always. Regardless if you are basically spending $5 a day all the way to $10,000 a day. Because those are the number that will get you into profit and get you into breaking even right in your front end product. When you increase budget, it doesn't mean that, oh, you can now afford a higher cost per click. That doesn't reflect your financials, right? If you're making profit, let's say you're spending $1 cost per click at $5 CPM, and you basically made $1.50 back, right? When you increase it to, let's say, $100 a day, it doesn't mean that if you basically increase $100, you are going to make more than $1.50 a click. It doesn't mean that, right? What it will mean is that if you're basically increase $100 to $100 a day, and your cost per click is staying at $1 compared to $5, and you're still making $1.50, you are going to be in the profit zone right away, and that's what you wanted to do, and you always want to look at that number. And again, I'm not sure where you got that information that when you increase your budget, your CPM and cost per click is going to increase. Most of the time, it will just basically be elevating around the same number as what you have been getting with a smaller budget. All right, so that is all 5 questions of the day, and I'm just looking at all these other comments that has been coming in. And again, my apology of my audio right out of the gate. I totally forgot about that. I had a perfect episode in the last 2 episodes, and then totally forgot about this because I was actually having a meeting right before this daily huddle, and I had to kick people, and I forgot to actually turn back my mic on. So anyways, other than that, listen, again, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Please spend some time with your family, spend some time with your friends, relax, do whatever you want. This is the only time that I'm going to give you blessing to basically go all out, do whatever you want. But when we're back after the holidays, we need to make sure that you keep on hustling and keep working on your business, all right? So if you guys like today's episode, make sure you comment below, okay? Tell me your feedback, regardless if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you are. Tell me your feedback. Help me actually like this video, share it, and tag a friend or whatever, so that we can actually keep expanding our community and to basically help me have a drastic impact to the world and to help individuals like you to actually gain the knowledge you need to actually build a profitable business online. All right? Other than that, once again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, okay? I'm not going to be coming on Monday and Tuesday. It's actually Christmas for me, so and Boxing Day. So at the end of the day, I look forward on seeing you guys coming back on Wednesday. All right? Now, again, YouTube, you need to make sure that once you subscribe to my YouTube channel, to hit the notification bell so that each time I come on, you guys get an instant notification so you guys don't miss a live session of ours. Okay? So that's it for today, guys. I look forward to seeing you guys right after the holidays. All right? Bye now.